Happy Monday, guys. We're going to continue our lesson on fractions on a number line. Today we are going to do numbers greater than 1. So let's continue with today's lesson. All right, so let's explore. Gino walks 8/4 of a mile, or miles. Create a number line to show this journey. Include all intervals between the start and end point. Okay, so again, for some reason, the drawing website is not working still. So we're gonna have to improvise today. What we know is that the denominator is 4 and he walked 8/4 of a mile. Well, obviously, from what we've learned so far, is if it is fourths in the denominator, that means there are 4 parts for every 1. So this is how we know that it will be greater than 1. I'm going to try the drawing feature by going smaller here. And I'm going to draw the lines because I want all intervals between the start and end point. So let's try here. Okay. Alright, so we know the denominator is 4, that there are 4 parts. So I'm going to put a line right in the middle. Why am I going to do that? Because I know that if there are 4 for every 1 whole, 8 would mean I'm going to need 2 wholes. That's just how my brain's thinking right now. But for right now, I put the line in the middle, and I'm going to mark that 1 or 4/4. So we'll do 4/4 or 1. Make that bigger for you guys. There you go. All right. 4/4 or 1 is the middle line. So, make this a little bit bigger. Oh, I'm moving, guys. Let me move up here. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. There's the one. Okay. So I marked the halfway point. Now, what we know already is that we need 4 parts for every 1. 4 parts for every 1. So I know that I have to, from 0 to 1, cut it into 4 equal parts. So remember, 2 is the cousin, or half is the cousin of 4th. So I'm going to cut this in half. And then as soon as I cut that, I'm going to cut each piece in half. And I'll get 4ths. There's another one. I should really pick a darker color. Alright, there we go. Cool. I'm going to try and darken this up a little bit if I can. Or not. Okay. Let's not say that we did. Okay, so we have 4 parts to the 1. So if we're practicing our regular fractions, this would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 in the middle, or 1 whole. Well, we can keep counting, like we said. We don't have to stop at 4/4. So, I'm going to cut it again. Going to cut this end in half, okay? Because halves are a cousin of 4ths. And then I'm going to cut this one in half. And I'm going to cut this one in half. Alright, I want you to know why I'm doing that is because for every whole number, we have to cut based on what the denominator says. So if it says 4ths, every whole number. So if I am talking about 0 to 1, which is this part right here, I need 4 equal parts. If I'm talking 1 to 2 or 8/4, then I still need 4 equal parts. 8/4 is the same as saying 2, okay? How do we know that? Well, if 1 is 4/4 and we continue counting, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4. But we know that every 4 parts is 1 whole. So we just counted 4 parts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're in our new whole number. Another way to see this is, I remember I told you that fraction bars really like division. Well, 8 divided by 4 is what? 2. So we know that in fourths, as we count multiples of 4, if we're dealing with fourths, every 4 will equal a whole number. So the first 4 parts is 1. The next 4 parts, or 8 parts, will be 2. And then the next whole number, which is 3, will be 12/4. But let's not get ahead of ourselves there. So we want to include the intervals of where he picks his flowers. He picks a flower after walking 1/4 of a mile. All right, so where is 1/4 of a mile? Well, we are counting by our fourths, and the first jump would be 1/4. It is right here. Let me see if I can let me color this in. Let's see, I'm moving, guys. All right, let's see. And format option. Nope, I don't know. We're moving back to the corner. Welcome back. All right, so the first one, that's for 1/4. Okay, now second one is he buys a soda after walking a mile. So where would a mile be? 4/4, or 1 mile. So that next circle would be right in the middle, right here. Okay. And then the last one is he feeds duck at 7/4. Well, here's 4/4 or 1. So we're going to go 5/4, 6/4, 7/4. So that one is going to be the last circle. All right, cool. All right, so let's see if you're understanding. You're going to do tons of practice with this today, so don't worry. But here we go. Corey is making a number line. He needs to label the number line with correct fractions. Circle the fractions Corey can use to label his number line. Okay, so how do we know, looking at this number line, what our denominator is going to be? Some of you will go, oh my gosh, there's so many. I have to count all the way to 3. No, you count to every whole number. So if we look between 0, and I'm going to go back to the pointer screen. If we count from 0 to 1, moving this lower, how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to verify that we have 4 parts, I'm going to count from 1 to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So every whole number, between every whole number are 4 parts. Well, that tells us what our denominator is. So the only correct ones would be 5/4 and 11/4. Not any other answer, because those are dealing with 6/3 and 8ths. All right, so where would 5/4 be? Well, if this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4 would be right here. Okay, the numerator will continue to count 1 by 1 by 1. The denominator stays the same. So if this is 5/4, we would plug 5/4 here, and 11/4, we would just keep on counting. 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4, 10/4, 11/4 would be right before the 3, right here. Would be right here. Once you get comfortable knowing that this is like division, then your mind will tell you 11/4 is almost at the 3, because the 3 would be 12/4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So that fraction bar is kind of like division. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's do some practice problems. Which number line shows the fraction 2/4 at point R? First step you have to do is find which number line is shows correctly fourths. Are they all showing fourths? And if I move this one, here you go. Are they all showing fourths? Well, C, if I count from 0 to 1, is 1, 2, 1, 2. Those are halves. C is not going to work. D is the same. 1, 2, 1, 2. The common misconception, or who might pick those two, is if you counted from 0 and just to the end of the number line. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, these are fourths. No. We don't count to the end of the number line when they're giving us more than one whole number. You count per whole number, the space between each whole number. So A and B are the only possible choices because they're in fourths. Well, now we're looking for the 2 and 2/4. Well, if we jump, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually 6/4. Or the mixed fraction 1 and 2/4. 1 whole and then 2/4. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for just 2/4. So it would be actually B. The answer would be B. 1, 2/4. Okay? Same here for this number line. Each mark on the number line represents a fraction. Each fraction in the box, write each fraction. We're not going to write each fraction. We know it's 6 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before we reach the first whole number. It does not change. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 parts for every whole. Okay? They've taken that one whole and cut it up 6 times. So now the top number is just how many jumps are we going to do from 0. So as you're moving through, you can tell these fractions. 1/6 is going to be our smallest because it's going to be that first fraction right over here. And as we progress through the number line, the number on top or the numerator will get bigger. So if every whole number is cut into 6 parts, then 8/6 and 10/6 are the only two fractions that are what? That are greater than 1. How do we know that? Well, we know that because 1, based on the parts, 1 whole in 6 would be 6/6. So if it's greater than 6 on the numerator, then those two fractions will be greater than 1. 6/6 would be here, 7, so 8/6 would be here, and 10/6 would be here. When you get comfortable and you start noticing that, then you won't have to start counting from 0. If they want you to find 8/6, you know, well, 1 would be 6/6. So I just have to count from here, 7 and 8. Okay? All right, those are the slides for today. You're going to practice some more with the exits, the independent practice. And then if you have any questions before you do the exit slip, like if you had some struggle on the independent practice, then go ahead and email me. As long as you are doing it between 9 and 12. You can still email me afterwards, but I just might not get to right away in order for you to do the exit slip. It is week 2, guys, so I want you to pay attention to what you're doing. And if you, especially with the exit slips, because I am looking at grades not for your answers, but for participation. Some of you last week did not complete all the work. I'm not going to be grading week 1 for participation. That was the warning. Week 2, though, your participation does count. So make sure you complete everything in each module. And if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday's lesson. Bye-bye.